Prince Charles fought back tears as he appeared alongside Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, at Westminster Abbey for the celebration of the Duke of Edinburgh's life today. The memorial of Prince Philip was visibly a difficult event for the royal family. While serving as a moment of reflection on the legacy of the Duke, images of Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall and Charles, the Prince of Wales, at the service are proof of the heartbreak his death on April 9 last year brought to the firm. The Queen rallied to join close family, friends, foreign royals and hundreds of charity workers in remembrance of her beloved husband the Duke of Edinburgh at the poignant memorial service. Her composure at Westminster Abbey came at an important time within the firm given the uncertainty that has in recent months surrounded Her Majesty's health. Tuesday's service of Thanksgiving was a much bigger event than Philip's funeral, with the Queen joining her heir, Prince Charles, his son William and wife Kate and other members of the royal family, including their children. Joining them in the congregation were foreign kings and queens, friends of the late Duke, politicians including Prime Minister Boris Johnson, military figures and more than 500 representatives from charities and other organizations Philip championed. The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall arrived at Westminster Abbey to the sound of bells ringing. Charles and Camilla followed tradition and greeted the Abbey's chapter, and a few minutes later the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge arrived with Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Television footage also showed the 95-year-old Queen, using a walking stick, entering Westminster Abbey alongside her second son Prince Andrew. Elizabeth arrived via side entrance to the Abbey for her first appearance in public since falling ill. Prince Harry, who lives in the United States with his wife Meghan, did not attend the service following a disagreement with the government over security protection. Prince George and Princess Charlotte made a rare public appearance in honor of their great-grandfather by attending the service. The 8-year-old future king and his 6-year-old sister joined their parents, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, at the memorial service for Philip. The occasion gives the youngest generation of royals the chance to remember their much-loved great-grandfather, after they were unable to attend his funeral due to COVID restrictions. George, who will one day be monarch, and Charlotte's appearance marks a key moment in their public lives, being the first major televised church service they have attended. The Queen, the Duchess of Cornwall and the Princess Royal were all dressed in dark green. It was seemingly a subtle tribute to Philip, whose livery color was Edinburgh green. A number of others throughout the congregation also wore the shade, including Duke of Edinburgh Gold Award holder Doyen Sonneberg, who delivered a special tribute about the effect Philip's youth scheme had on her life. Andrew, in his first public appearance since the settlement to his accuser Virginia Giuffre, escorted his mother into Westminster Abbey. The monarch held onto Andrew's elbow with her left hand as she moved slowly and gingerly to her place, using a walking stick in her right hand. They entered via Poets' Corner, a shorter route for the Queen's comfort, in a small procession. Inside the Abbey, they walked at a slow but steady pace, both looking ahead, and at the end of the aisle they separated, with Andrew giving a last glance towards his mother as she turned right. Some 1,800 people packed the Gothic church, in contrast to Philip's funeral where only 30 were permitted to attend amid COVID restrictions, with the Queen sat alone, masked in mourning. The monarch was reportedly determined to make the appearance at the deeply personal and significant occasion in honor of her strength and stay Philip, with her attendance only confirmed on Tuesday morning. It was the Queen's first major official engagement outside one of her homes for nearly 6 months, since she travelled to Cardiff to deliver a speech at the Welsh Senate on October 14. The Queen listened as the Dean of Windsor paid tribute to Philip's intellect, work ethic, sense of humour and devotion to his family. The Right Reverend David Connor described the Duke as a remarkable man who was committed to a host of down-to-earth enterprises. He pointed out that the Duke could be abrupt, suggesting that at times he could forget just how intimidating he could be. Princess Beatrice was seen to give a small chuckle as the Dean remarked, he could be somewhat sharp in pricking what he thought to be bubbles of pomposity or sycophancy. The monarch was heavily involved in arrangements for the service, which featured elements Philip planned for his own funeral which were forbidden due to COVID-19 restrictions. A rousing rendition of the hymn Guide Me, O Thou Great Redeemer, also known as Bread of Heaven, was one of Philip's particular requests, but congregational singing was banned at the time of his death. 11 months on, those who knew and loved Philip sang the anthem with gusto as the song echoed around the Abbey. Other missing gestures from Philip's pre-pandemic Forthbridge plans saw Gold Duke of Edinburgh's award holders and members of the Youth UK Cadet Force Associations line the steps of the Abbey, and prayers being said by the clergy from Windsor, Sandringham and Balmoral. Special arrangements were put in place for the Queen's comfort, with the service limited to 40 minutes and the monarch sitting in one of the Canada chairs but with an additional cushion. The difficulty for the Queen, who has confessed to not being able to move, was understood to be whether the monarch would be able to walk to her seat.